Mhm. That's well and good. Okay, guys. As yesterday we covered abstraction, we studied a little bit of some user reading methods like a buffer reader from the console, which we did, and that was specifically for the string data types which we read the data. So today we're gonna cover uh, dynamic array, that how we will read the size of array, the elements of array through the scanner class, and how we implement it in the console. So I will share my screen. With no further delay, let's start. Okay, let's take this and practice project. I will click on that. I will create a new file for that. And I would say class. And I will name it Dino Array. Just click on public static void main, click on finish. And that's all. Let's begin. The concept says that before what we did, we were declaring the arrays in different format. Like I have array program right in here. You can see that this was the way which I told you, that once we reach and we read the data through the dynamic scanner classes, we will use this keyword, this syntax. This is the concept of array. As of now, I want to do what I want to use the scanner class. So for using scanner class, I guess I created the file in a wrong package. So let me delete this. Dino array, delete it. Let's say okay. Let's say continue. So it's deleted. Let's create it in array class file. Okay, new class. I'll say Dino array. Let's click on public static void main and click on finish. That's all. Now let's say, first of all, in this program, what we did, we passed the size of array in this section. Let me get the snappy. First of all, explain the concept to you. Later, we will see what we will do. What does this say? First of all, this section is the declaration section. Of an array. We just declare the array. This is the data type that we specify the data type. After the equality, whenever we use a new means create object of whatever we want. Now this int and size, which we give right in here, this section, this is all about the what size of an array. This is what size of an array that we will use it in here. Now my next job is to do what? I will make this area, instead of writing 5 and 6 right in here, I will use what? I will use a dynamic method. Like I will read the size through the scanner class, and after that I will put it right in here, and after that I will read step by step everything through the console. Now let's begin. We close this. Let's say no. Okay, in Dino array, let's do that. First of all, I need to read the size of array. So for that, size is integer, and I would say size. I will add a semicolon. Next job is to declare what, to create or make object of scanner. I would say read equal to new or scanner, add semicolon, system dot end. That's all. Don't worry about the red lines. So it will goes automatically gone once we read the data. Now pass a user-friendly message. System dot out dot println add what? Enter size of an array. You would do it. Instead, let's save the size and size variable. Size is equal to, let's say read dot next. Until this position, everyone knows that how to read the integer value from the scanner class. Everything well and good. Now my next job is to do what? Now I read the size of array and store it in size variable. My next job is to do what? To declare an array. Now, if I'm reading integer arrays, I need to put the data type as integer. Now, here's the part that I need to give the name of array. Give the name of array will be number for me. And now after that, I need to open the square bracket. This is the declaration part. Add an equal sign. After that, we are using object of array. So add new keyword, and after that, end again square bracket. Now between this, previously we passing 4, 5, 6. As of now, I will pass the size variable. Whatever I get from the console, so I will put and create that size of array. This is called declaration and initialization of my array through console. Now my next job is I declared, so how to read, how to fill these size. I declared size of array. Now I need to fill this values inside those size, whatever I'm taking from the console. My next part is, let's do it. System dot out dot println at a semicolon. Let's say enter. Let's say I would say size variable, add a cover, size of an array. Now I need to do what? Now here is the point that we need to use what? We need to use the for loop, because we are not reading one element. We are reading bunch of elements, like the size might be 6, the size might be 7. For that, I need to do what? I need to read it with the array. So with the loop. So for, I would use for, and for that, let's declare size at the starting point of an array all the time, loop from I. So I would say I, or we can say starting point also, but I is good as of now. So I would say I is equal to 0 at a semicolon. Now I is less than what? We need to pass number, name of array dot length. This was the syntax keywords that we used in the array for looping the array. Now next job is I plus plus. That's all. We traverse through the loop, whatever size is passed. Now the next job is to do what? To read it. So I would say number in square bracket past the I equal to read dot next end. That's all. We read the array. Now my next job is, someone is mute. Okay. Now my next job is to do what? To display whatever I read, I need to display that again. So for that, I would say system dot out dot println, and let's say array elements are array elements are, let's say, I would display it with the help of for loop because it's too much. It might be 6, 7, 5, 3, 2, any number can happen. Okay, with that, I is equal to 0. Again, same concept. I is less than what? Number dot length I plus plus. Now with that, I need to do what? Display system dot out dot println and do what? Display the array number of I. That's all. We read the data dynamically. We read the size dynamically. We pass that size to an array. We read the size of that size of array elements through the for loop inside. And after that, we display it. Now let's run the class. If I run this, you can see right in here. Let me pass the size as a 4. Enter 4 size of an array. Okay, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that the array elements are 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's run it again. Let me enter 2. Let's say 2, 4. Array elements are 2 and 4. This is called dynamic array, which we want to use it with the scanner class. Or we can say dynamic array that we can read it through the console of our computers. Okay, that's all. Let me mute someone as unmuted. Now, this was all about what? Dynamic array that we read the data specifically. Is there anything which is confusing? Is there any question?
Can you, sir, explain the line 15?
Line 15, yeah, definitely. The line 15 is what? It is the syntax or rules or keywords which we want to declare an array. Now, this is the way. This is the rules that you need to declare. How you declare a variable, this is the rules now. So this is the rules for declaring an array. So you declare an array, after the equality you add new, this is int, because you need to specify what data type size you're passing. So inside the bracket, instead of adding manually a number 5, 4, 6, 7, we read it through the console. We read that size through the console and we put it right in here. That's all, Abdul.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, do it.
Teacher Furkan,
Mhm.
can you briefly explain the real life usage of this?
Mhm. Look, real life usage, and here just this was not actually in your class that I need to take, but as luck for your sake of your understanding, I add the scanner class so that your hand will be open in that. The real use case will be once you're testing the software and you start with the Selenium, so you might open a multiple tabs browser. So for storing multiple tabs browser, because their data types are same, so you will be storing that data inside your array. That's why we study that. Okay, as of now we cover array. Why we are learning array? Because next topic we have collection. So this array is linked with the collection. So collection is very important, and we use and store those tabs inside the collection. So and there you will learn the concept that, okay, why people used collection, or why people are not using array instead. So we will see that in there. Nasib, you understand?
Teacher for home. I have a question.
Yeah, Nasib, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand that we use the scanner and that type, but I'm sure I don't know that I'm this message is for everyone. That I mean, I understand maybe from 100%, 40%, I didn't understand that 60%. So I don't in the class, there's, people asking questions, some people not, some people says, yes, we understood, some people not. But I don't want to, lose the chance and trying to understand a little bit the concept and see how this arrays work. I'm sure that Nasib meant also that if you come up kindly, please, with kind of scenario or example, or maybe put it in an easy way that we can understand, that would be appreciated. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Okay, let's take a scenario like this. Task will assign to you that you're assigned to a task that you need to do what? You need to add, suppose you need to add a 16. Now let's stick with the basic one. You need to add a 16 values. 16 values, I'm saying. So you need to display what? 16 values. Now you have two ways, Masood. One way is to do what? One way is to declare a 16 variable and assign manually value for them. This is one way. Another way is what, Masood? Another way is that you need to do what? You need to declare an array, and because they are both sharing, these 16 variables are sharing same data type. So why we declare 16 times? Instead of that, we will declare one time and store all the values inside one array. So that's why array concept helps us to store those data types which share the same common properties. We will use array for them. So that's why array come to in our mind. These arrays are all for supporting, for the supporter of a development teams, for the supporting of programmers who are doing programming. Because if instead of declaring 16 times what variable, I would say that I will store it inside one array and I will display it like we did in this program. Look, in simple way, we can say, look in here, I have array of ID. Now I store how many value inside this? That much of value, and I display it in here in how many lines? Let me make it a little bit comfort. So how many lines are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is in 5 line. But think about that if I tell you that, hey, Masood, if you don't know array, so declare it 16 times. So first you will declare it 16 times, you will assign the values. After that, you need to do what? You need to display it 16 times. You need to use the system.out.println 16 times. So 16 plus 16 will be 32. That will be a lots of coding in your in your file. So this will do what? This will create a lots of problem. So whenever according to performance, according to velocity of the codes, from any aspect, that will create problem for you. That's why people are using array. Now, is it a little bit clear?
Yeah, for me a little bit clear, yes. So just kind of like make it easier and avoided lots of time to write lots of codes and use lots of, so that array make it simple and shorter.
Definitely. Yeah, that's all about that.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, Katya.
So I guess like in everything, right, it has its pros and cons. So with arrays, what would you say that's the will be the side effect? I know you mentioned we can use it to simplify our coding and also for the speed of the coding too. So what can, as we are learning, what can we kind of have to be looking out for when we're using arrays? What are the things that we should be very careful with?
Katya, ask a good question, guys. Basically, Katya, from the aspect of in pros and cons, if we see array limitation, once we study the collection framework, you will see the limitation of an array once we reach there. But as of now, we are studying arrays, so we only see the pros of it, that what benefits array gives us. The biggest benefits which I can see right now is what is that I can capult my declaring a lots of variable. Instead of declaring a lots of variable, I will declare it inside one array. That will be the biggest benefit for me as of now. But the cons are in here, that there is a size limitation. Once you declared, suppose I'm taking the value from the console as a 5, so I cannot go beyond the 5. It will store only 5 elements, which I run in here. You can see that if I run it again, suppose though it's dynamic, we name it dynamic, but it has a size limitation. You can see that if I entered 4, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, you cannot take value of 5 because it will go till 4 and it will display it directly. So this is the disadvantage of an array, that it has a size limitation for us. But this problem is solved inside collection framework, that collection framework they dynamically grow their size. You don't need to be worried about the size. The size will be fixed once you take how many values you're reading, that much size will be bigger, grow bigger. So you don't need to fix the size, add the size. These limitations are covered inside the collection. So is that clear, Katya?
Yes, sir. Thank
You're most welcome. Okay, guys, write the code once, run it, and then I will explain it again. I'll pause the recording for a minute. Now, guys, we have remaining with one another concept. And let's say that concept is what? That concept is interface, which we will see. What is interface in Java? Why we use it? We will see the use case also with that. Okay, let me open the whiteboard. Yeah, now we are good. Okay. What is interface? An interface is a Java blueprint, or a blueprint of class, we can say. It has a static, constant, and abstract method. The interface is a mechanism in Java to achieve what? To achieve abstraction, and we achieve the multiple inheritance in Java. If you remember, on part of inheritance, I told you that we have one another inheritance, which we say multiple, that we will definitely study it in interface once we read the interface. Now the multiple inheritance will be achieved by what? By interface class. And also with the help of interface, we can achieve what? We can achieve abstraction. Why we use interface in Java? Let's see. First of all, why we use interface in Java? First reason is what? First reason is to achieve what? Abstraction. To achieve abstraction. Abstraction. Second reason is what? By interface, you can support functionality of multiple inheritance. We can achieve multiple inheritance. Inheritance. Now, these are the use cases that we can see with the help of what? With the help of interface inside the Java. Obviously, its syntax and its method are a little bit different, but we will see the use case algorithm. Let me draw a diagram for you. First of all, you remember that class and inheritance can extend the class. You remember that? Class extends their parent class. Extends. Now we have what? Class can even extend what? Implements interface. Sorry, if we have interface instead of class, interface instead of class, now it will do it. It will, instead of using extend keyword, we will use implement keyword. Class, we will use implements keyword. And also interface can extend theirself, but if we want to extend something, so we'll do what? Interface can extend theirself. Means interface can extend interface, like we implement the relationship of ISA or inheritance relationship inside the interface. Interface implement extends. Sorry. This is what? These are the rules which we can say. Now let's code these scenarios. Then you will understand that how it works. First of all, we said that it achieves what? It achieves abstraction. Now let's code it. Let me close this section. Let's open this section. Let's create a new program. Let's say name it interface. We make it public static void main. Let's click on that. Okay, it's cool. Now let's say, instead of before, previously we would use class. Now instead of class, I will use interface keyword. Interface, and I will name it like suppose greeting. I name it greeting. Now inside the interface, first we said that it achieves abstraction. So abstraction rules is what? Abstraction rules is that we can have only the body inside the what? Inside the method. So void, let's say hello. We can't have a body, but we can have the signature of the class. Now we have one hello method without body inside my interface. I have one another class. Now the class name, I would say user. Now if user wants to do what, I will create void and I will name this as a hello. It will take an error, but let's see. Hello, and let's say system dot out dot println, add a semicolon. Now I am doing what, guys? Inside that, let's say hello world. Now inside that, guys, what we do? We will implement what? We will connect class with interface. How we will connect this? Let's say implement. We will use implement keyword. Implements. What? Which class? Greeting class. Now it say what? It says error. Why it take error? Let's make this public so that it won't get error as of now. Because we say that abstraction hide the internet details, but with the help of this public, and then we implement the interface. So now our class is workable. Now I can create an interface. What we did in abstraction, we create the object of this class. But as of now, we can create the object of our user class. I would say user. Let's say the object name, new, and again user, add a semicolon. That's all. Now let's say dot what? Hello. If I run this, you can see that it prints hello world to me. We did what? First of all, first rule we implement that we achieve abstraction. Instead of abstract keyword, we use interface keyword, and we achieve what? Abstraction in here. These use cases are very rare if there is a need of change in function. If there is a need of change in, suppose, types of the data, like once you reach there, there will be internally hiding details, you see scenario use cases that will be provided from the team leader. So in that time, you can use interface. With the help of interface, now you can do what? You can create the object of the class which you want, not the object of the abstraction class. You can create the object of your class which you created. This was for the first one. Is there any question, guys? I know.
Dear teacher Furkan,
Mhm.
you said abstraction mean to hide, right?
Yeah,
And what are we hiding here?
yeah. In most scenario, I'm saying that now with the help of interface, we can get out the restriction from the code. Now we are hiding 50%. Now we are assume that we are not hiding anything. Just the scenario comes that we need to declare, or we need to create the object of this user method class. So for that, we need to do what? We need to create. Like suppose, let's say we have one another method also in here. So, or we have one another object slide in this class. So I'm not going deep, so you get my confused. So if we want, just assume like this, if we want to get the restriction out of these abstractions, so we will use interface. I understand. It acts like vice of the abstraction. Does you understand?
Don't confuse me, but it's okay. I'll try to Google search.
Think like that. In abstraction, you do what? You hide the internet details. Am I right?
Correct.
Yeah. Just in interface, we remove that restriction. It's vice versa of the abstraction.
Okay.
Why we use interface? Now the next reason, in next example, it will be more clear for you. Because we are doing what we are doing, or implementing what? Implementing the multiple inheritance. And that time you will definitely understand that why we are using interface. Don't worry about this. This concept will not bother you in working areas and working section a lot, because these are the base concept, which is 90% related to development team. You guys will not touch these concepts, this interface or these abstraction methods, because these are with the development team. So you don't need to be worried about these concepts. Just learn it first. Okay, let's directly, before writing the code, let's directly do it. Let's code the next one scenario, the another scenario also, so that you guys will definitely understand it. Okay, let me take a new file. Let's create a new file class. Let's name it multiple in here. Let me make it public static void main. So inside multiple inheritance, what we do, inside multiple inheritance, we do what? I told you that in multiple inheritance, you cannot achieve the code, but with the help of inherit interface, you can achieve it. The shape of multiple inheritance was like what? It was like this. Let me draw it for you. The shape was like this. That one child one class share the property of both classes. This is the structure of what? Multiple inheritance. So now how can we achieve this? Now we can achieve this with the help of what? With the help of interfaces inside the inheritance. Now we will see that also. Let's create a code for this. I would do it. Let me create a code like this. Okay. First of all, instead of, if you want to achieve multiple inheritance, first of all, you need to do what? Instead of class, you need to write down interface. Interface, let's say interface A. Open the body for that. It has a method void. Let's say print. It has a print method. I have one another interface. Interface, I would name it what? B. Let's say it has also void method of print, add a semicolon. You know, these both classes have same method. Now inside this class, I will do what? I will create one another thing. Now let's say like this. Let's create one another class C. Now class C has two methods. As a method public, let's say public void print. Public void print. Now inside print, I have what? System dot out dot println. Add a semicolon. Let's say hello. Now this class want to do what? Because I want to implement the multiple inheritance, so I would do what? Instead, I would use implement. So what? A, comma, B. That's all, guys. Now with the help of interface, I can achieve my goal. And now I don't face any issue with the help of interface. You can see that I implemented directly both the classes. Now it is the relationship of what? Like this. This is your C class, this is your A class, and this is your B class. Now you can utilize both classes. Now I have a method of a print in here. You can see that I can use till print and it would say hello. Let me create the object of this first of all. It will be more clear for you. Say. Now if I say, let's make it new. Now if I say dot what? Say dot print. It would print for me what? Let's make it, it will print for me say hello. Now you can say, now what is the use case of this? The use case is like this. If I create one another method in here, let's say void, I would make it get info. Now let's say, let's make it this like this. We'll see. Paste it in here, get info. You can see that now without any hesitation, I can use the class, both interface or both classes, methods inside my C class without any problem. Now, if I have one another method inside my what? Like inside my void, I would say person. I'm trying to explain the use case in here. Let's say, and let's access the person in here. Let me copy this. Let's paste it in here. Now let's get the copy of person. Paste it. Everything gone. Now, what is the use case of this? The use case of this is that, and you have two classes. Suppose instead of interface, think of like this, that you have two classes. In two classes, you have two methods. In both of the classes, your methods are, first methods are print and second methods are different. Okay, second method, which is different, you can access it. But if you, by mistake, a developer create a print method, which he is not aware of this, with the help of this implements keyword, he can get rid of the error and he can, what I can say, he can create same method of print which we have already in interface, and he can implement this. This is the use case. Now you can see that it won't give us error. Let me copy this, paste it in here. Let's copy this person and paste it in here. Let's say dot get info. Let's say dot person. I run this, and if I run it, you can see that say hello, say hello, say hello 3 times printed out for me without any error. Now we got the point that how we can implement the multiple inheritance in an interface using interface. This was the syntax and keywords which we implemented. Now I'll do what? First of all, yeah.
So in this one, the inheritance, class C is the parent, and then A and B is the child.
No,
right?
no. I guess
Or
you
it's the
forget the
opposite.
inheritance. Class C is the child. We can say in class A and B are the parent classes.
Okay. So basically here we got two parent classes, two main classes, and then one subclass.
Yeah, definitely. Two parent class and one subclass.
Okay, thank you.
Like we can say that parent interface A is a father class and interface B is a mother class and interface C is a child class, like this. Let me write the code. Mother class, father class, say father class, let's say mother class, and let's say this one, child class. Now we understand that how we implement the real world scenario inside this multiple interface, multiple inheritance. If we want to establish the relationship of child with mother and father, so we use with the multiple inheritance, and multiple inheritance is only supported through the interface keyword or interface classes. That's all. Go ahead, type the code. Is there any other question, guys? I know that it's a little bit confusing, but don't worry about this. If you rewatch the video again, you will definitely understand. But before watching the video, just first of all, go and watch the video of inheritance. You will definitely understand this, because I guess some of you forget the inheritance. That's why it's confusing. I will resume, pause the record. We are done for today, and I hope so that you learned today's lecture. Don't worry about this. So I'm focusing more on those topics which comes in the interview. So you will learn it definitely once you go a little bit far in this testing bootcamp. Once you started with Selenium, so these concepts will be more easier for you. Don't worry about this. So I'll pause the recording.